Hey everybody, and welcome to um, an episode, I guess, of an Animal Crossing Island tour. I haven't made a video in 4.5 years, and since the quarantine's been happening, I've been kind of losing my mind. But I do want to give like a little tour of my island as it is now. It's not finished, but there are a lot of things that are finished. But I also kind of wanted to give you guys an update since I've been leaving you in the dark for a while, and I've been receiving some like tweets and comments, wondering where I am. I'm okay. Um, a lot has happened in 4 years, and I'm gonna get over that. Or excuse me, I'm gonna go over that later on in this video. I'm gonna add a timestamp to the description so that if you want to skip ahead, you can. But first, I want to get into the tour, and then the second half of this is just going to be me talking while I kind of work on my island and kind of give you an update on what's been happening. So, without further ado, for those of you who want to see the tour, let's get started with that. Of course, it's storming right now in my island. It's been raining a lot. But we're going to get through it. You're not going to be able to see a lot of the views that I like on my island, but that's okay. Okay, so first things first, and I haven't even been in my shops today. This is actually the first time I've been playing, but this is where my shop is, Nook's Cranny. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I started getting some stone items, like Gulliver gave me Stonehenge, and I wanted this island to be kind of mountainous in some areas, and I thought that the stones kind of reinforced the idea that it's mountainous. I was fortunate enough to have two of my rocks, the regular rocks that spawn every day, show up in these two places, and so I wanted to have like a little rock garden to kind of keep them safe. This one that I'm looking at especially is kind of like my pet rock. It's been here since the very beginning, and I used to have my house here, and I kind of designed around that rock, and then after that I had Tiffany and Spike, and I moved their houses here, and I kind of created something around the rock. So here, I think this rock garden is more permanent, a more permanent fixture, and that rock is gonna stay. So anyway, that's my shop. This is just a little seating area. I'm not gonna really go to the right because that's unfinished. So I'm gonna kind of backtrack and go to this area. And I think that bird, I saw a bird on the bulletin board. I think it's telling me that Elvis's birthday is coming up. He's one of my villagers. He's really awesome. He's the newest one. So I'm planning for his birthday. This is just a little more of the mountain area. Lots of rocks, lots of flowers. I didn't really know what to do with this little nook area, so I just put like a little plaque, I guess, or a stone. I don't know what this is called, a stone tablet, just to kind of symbolize that this is a tourist spot. Maybe like a place where people are buried. I ran out of stone really quick building this. As I'm sure a lot of you who play this game can imagine, stone goes fast because everything is made out of it and regular wood, and it drives me crazy. I'm not going to go back to the back, but you can kind of see what's back there. We'll go back there a little later. But this whole area is just weedy, full of roses. Now I'm going to go through here. So this is one of the entrances to my amusement park, and I really love this area, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do a tour early on, because I figured that when a certain NPC comes back, when or if, I don't know if she actually is, but I know that there was a card set in previous games, and let me actually pull out my shovel because I think some flowers have been spawning since it's been raining so much, but I do want the card set to come back, and I want to use it here. By the way, these are not my QR codes, or these are not my designs, so I'm going to try my best to find whoever made these. I think I favorited them on Tumblr or on Twitter, and I can supply you with all of that down in the description if you like them. I love these. I don't remember the name off the top of my head who created these, but I was so happy to find them because they work so well with the panels and with this whole theme that I have going on. I did create the hearts, the diamonds, the clubs, and the spades for the ground. I thought that was a neat touch, but since I did it in QR Maker, I can't actually share them out with anybody. But it's really simple if you want to do it yourself. You just find a PNG of these shapes and you can create them yourself. This is just a little eating area with cotton candy stall. Pretty much all of my Nook Mile items were black and red, and that was really what inspired me to do this in the first place. But I think it looks really cool, and black and red are two of my favorite colors, so I really like how this turned out. This is supposed to be a big heart, even though it's kind of blocky, but you can kind of tell it's a heart. I have the little toys here, the toy horses. Some of my friends gave me the zebra. I think that was from Neil, and then the red one was from someone else. I can't remember. Maybe Brittany? I can't remember. I know the gumball machine was from Brittany, so I really appreciate her for giving me that. And then these are from the Pocket Camp. I had to I had to reinstall Pocket Camp, and it was such an ordeal just to get like the Pocket Camp items, but it was worth it because I used them a lot. And then of course up here, you have your ride, because what amusement park doesn't have a ride? Oh gosh, I picked up the wrong flower. Don't you hate when you do that? I saw somewhere where they said, or they had like a list of quality of life items that haven't been incorporated in the game, but we wished were there. And I think one of the items was like a something to indicate where your shovel is going to land when you scoop things up. But yeah, so I'm really just cleaning up, and I don't know if I have enough pocket space to do everything, but this is just a little magic location. Like, this is just really a cute little amusement park. I'm gonna get out of here. This is my favorite part, so of course I'm gonna talk about it a lot. This is just like a little boardwalk area. So these are cosmos that I plucked. So I really needed the red cosmos to create those garden wagons. I think that's what they're called. But I didn't really want the cosmos on my island. I've kind of limited the flowers to like three or four, I think. Maybe 5, I don't know. But I didn't really want cosmos. But when they're plucked, they kind of look like sea plants, kind of corally. They have that prickly look to them, and I really like that, so I put them on the beach, plucked. And if I ever need any more cosmos to create garden wagons, I just pull them out and put them on the grass so that they grow. I need to pull that orange lily out, and I think there are too many blue hyacinths there. Oh no, not the orange lily, but the 2 blue hyacinths at the front. I need to pull them out. I'll do that after this, or while I'm talking to you guys about updates and stuff. So this is my Zen garden. I feel like it's almost an obligation, or obligatory Zen garden. I think most people have something like that in their town, but it's really nice. I mean, I wouldn't blame anybody for doing this, especially after the sakura blossoms or the cherry blossoms were falling. All of the cherry blossom furniture is beautiful, especially these lights, and I love the umbrellas and how they look. My friend Jesus actually had this up in his town, the umbrellas facing this way, and I thought it was a really cool idea, so I decided to steal it. But yeah, I really like this. My beaches are messy because my island decides to produce a lot of flowers. So and like, I don't want to be wasteful. I don't want to sell this stuff if I think I'm going to use it. So I just I put it all on the beach because I'm kind of a flower pack rat until I'm done. Like when I'm finished, I'm gonna either trade these, especially the hybrids, or I'm gonna sell them. So this is Rowan's area. His area is kind of jungly. He is my favorite Animal Crossing villager. I don't see very many people say bad things about him, which is good because I think I would go into a protective mode as the thunder roars as I say that, because it understands. But I really like Rowan's house, and I like how it kind of blends in with this really natural look. My island is not natural like this everywhere, but it just really fits here. And I was not expecting his house to be green and brown because he's a tiger. He's orange and black. But wow, his house looks awesome. And if you are the type of person who really likes the house exteriors and you think you can do something jungly, look at this house and tell me it's not great. So we're gonna go up here. I'm gonna scare away these beetles. I pretty much caught all of them. But this is Phoebe's house, and this is this is another reason why I wanted to do the tour, because I wanted to show off my volcano. You can kind of see it smoking there. This was an interesting project because I didn't know, and yeah, that's a bonfire and they're creating the smoke. I wanted to show you that, but I wasn't sure where I wanted to put this because by the time I got to this, I was running out of room, and so initially I had it kind of down here in this area, but it just didn't work here. So I moved it back, and here it is. The reason why I didn't want it really back here is because my house is right here, and it would be kind of stupid to build a house under a volcano. But I mean, it's not going to erupt. It's just in game. It's just for looks. It's nothing bad is going to happen. But I put the danger signs here. When you go back, like on the cliffs, I don't have anything there. I think I'm just going to put flowers back there, because I don't really know what else to do. Maybe when more stuff is released, like more shops and stuff, I'm going to rearrange my town and maybe make more use of the space. I kind of wish that we had more than 10 villagers because I think you can have up to 8 human villagers on your island. But I'm never going to use the other 7, or at least not 6. I might use another one if I need an extra item or something. But I wish I could replace those with villagers. So this is the wedding area. I need a white piano bench to put here. That's the only thing I think that's missing, as well as a shell speaker that I think I can craft now. I think I have the materials to do that. But when the wedding furniture came out, I just went crazy. I was so excited. And even more, I was excited that the wedding cake could actually sit on a table. I don't know if any of you struggled with this in the past, but in New Leaf, and I don't know if the wedding cake was anywhere else, but I know that in New Leaf it could not be sat on the table because it was too big. So I'm glad that they shrunk it down and it can be set on a table because it's awesome, it's beautiful, and I really love the wedding furniture. It's very classy and I like it. Okay, so this is kind of like a secret path to Red's. He never shows up on my island, so I'm like, why did I do this? But this is my secret beach. So yes, I do have somebody burning on the stake on my beach, as well as the skull here. So this person, there is a backstory to this, and I really thought about putting 2 flowers to represent what she did. But anyway, I had a random person on my friends list, and I invited all of my friends to come and watch a meteor shower because I hadn't, put them all on my best friends list yet. And hindsight is 2020. I should have put in a dodo code, but I didn't think about it at the time, and I was just like, let's just invite everybody. It's fine, even though Orville tries to tell you not to. I did it anyway. So this random person came, and immediately, like, she said hi, and I told her what the purpose was for having my gates open. I was like, enjoy yourself, get some star pieces, whatever. And she decided she was going to take the time to steal a blue hyacinth and a pink rose. She plucked them, and and that doesn't work in this game anymore. You can't steal people's flowers unless you have the permissions to dig them up. So really, she just plucked them, and they can't even really be used unless she was going to use them for a DIY. I thought it was really stupid. But I ended up having to close the gate, and I created this, and I said, well, this is her. I'm not going to say her name, but this is her. This is what happens when you touch my hybrids. Even the ones on the beach, unless I give you permission. But anyway, so I'm going to go back around here. Lots of flowers up here. These are intentional. These aren't like the ones on the beach. But they provide kind of like a nice backdrop to my house. I really like these garden lanterns. They provide a nice little fairy tale kind of look. And that's what I'm trying to go for with some parts of my island, especially my house. I don't know. I just think this is really cool. And the weeds in this game are beautiful. I know a lot of people don't like them, and you know, this is probably giving some people anxiety, but I love them, and I don't think that they hurt your overall island evaluations. So I'm keeping them. They just look nice to me. I'll go into my house in a little bit, maybe while I'm working on the island, but there really isn't a lot to see. I only have 2 rooms kind of finished. Okay, so this is the back area that I told you I was going to come to later. This is another part where I wanted to use all the wedding furniture because it looks so cool. This is kind of like a dining hall. I really wanted to do a palace theme, but I didn't want to go over the top and you know, create all the walls and stuff, because like people just go crazy and they do an amazing job. I am not that good. So I just, you know, I keep it minimalist. Like, I know that I'm going to have bug competitions throughout the year, so I don't go crazy with the walls. You know, I keep my town kind of cozy and snug, but I also want to be able to move around on my island. But I've seen so many palace islands, and they're gorgeous, and I don't know how people do it. But anyway, this is Sterling's house. He is our knight. He protects the place, and this kind of bleeds into the area below, and I'm gonna show y'all that maybe later. But this is the museum, and it's very royal looking and palace like, and it's awesome. So I'm gonna go upstairs, and this is Elvis's house, and actually he's home. I just realized I've been carrying my shovel instead of my umbrella. Not that it matters. But I am obsessed with Elvis's house. I should probably show you this at the end, but his house is awesome. I'm not going to wake him up because I don't want to talk to him right now. Not that I have anything against him, but his house is beautiful. And I want all of that stuff. Let me pull out my umbrella. Okay, yep, this is the museum. I'm really happy that the seafood is available. And this is the fire-breathing dragon, because what palace or castle does not have a fire-breathing dragon? He's awesome. And I'm really glad that mine ended up being red too. Red is my favorite color, so... Oh, and there is Sterling. Hey, buddy. So let me go back down again and kind of show you what could be the best view on my island if it weren't, you know, if it wasn't for the rain. So this is awesome. I love this area. This is the only place that I use the white garden lanterns. I ended up spending a lot of money on one of them. Well, not a lot. It was just, you know, it was whatever. But I was like, I'm not going to use them because I like the darker one a lot better. But this is probably the best view in my town, especially when it's sunny, just because there's a lot to see in the background. But yeah, I really enjoy this. And I will say I did do a lot of terraforming on this island, but I didn't really ruin the integrity of how it was in the beginning. All of this was here in the beginning. I pretty much just cut away. I built on a little bit, but most of the terraforming was cutting away and chiseling out like little nooks and stuff for certain areas. So this is Leopold's library. I put a little ladder here, and I had to craft another one because I didn't realize that Nook didn't sell ladders. But this is his library, and it's awesome. His house looks beautiful with it. I'm worried though, if I invite people over, they're gonna try to steal these star fragments. I hope not. Um, my friends wouldn't do that, but I do worry about having these just kind of out there in the open. But they look nice, and I enjoy having them. I think I need the clock because one of my friends, Nicole, she turns the clock backwards, and then that kind of creates a smaller um, quote Nova light. But I don't have that DIY yet. But this is where the moon is, and it's also surrounded by fragments and Nova lights, and it's just really cool. I enjoy this a lot. So his library is like cosmic and spacey, and there's stars and some different space items that it just really goes together well, and I enjoy this. This is another one of my favorite parts in town. It's one of my more recent projects that I finished. So I'm gonna go down into Tasha's area. It's not done. In fact, it is a mess. I hope I don't get like blocked because of that statue of David, but um, this is just a complete mess. It's flower hell. I need to work on this soon, because otherwise it's just going to go crazy. But this is my campsite, and I was going to call this Camp Rock, but then I forgot that was a Disney show, and that would be kind of funny. I should put guitars and stuff back here just to make it official that it is Camp Rock. But I'm planning on actually having Olivia in here perpetually on the campsite, because I kind of want her to be like the traveling fortune teller who comes to the island and just kind of throws her tent up out of the way where nobody can find her, and she has her her little fortune teller area back here. I kind of want to do that. I really like Olivia the cat, and now that I have all the villagers that I want, she'd fit in, really nice. I could do that now if I wanted to. A lot more flowers on the beach. It's just kind of a disaster. I'm sorry. So this is Marshall's area, because everybody has either Marshall or Raymond on their island, including me. I love him. I love him. He's awesome. He's very cute. There's a reason why he's popular. So, I need to work on this a little bit more. He's kind of like my quote Cupid of the island. He has, the wind turbines kind of representing the wings and the wind and how he travels around making people fall in love. His whole scheme is going to be pink and red and white, even though his house isn't. I used to have Peanut here, and her house went with this a lot better. And eventually I might move her back, especially now that I don't have a Peppy on my island. Yeah, Peanut was one of my original villagers, and so her house wasn't her real house, and if I scan her back in, I really want her real house. But anyway, she and Marshall were neighbors, and I moved his house over there. But anyway, that's what this is going to look like. It's not finished. I need to move this, especially because I do not like how this looks at all. I need to move the pool kind of back here, or get rid of it altogether, because it takes up so much space. But we'll figure something out. So this is another flower mess. Yikes. So this is my current project. This is Beau's Backyard Bazaar, and it kind of leads into the Able Sisters. It's just like a little shopping district where you can purchase homemade clothing items, baskets, and I think and yeah, of course, flowers. And I think I'm going to add something else here, and I can't remember what it was. But it's something else that looks, homemade. And then, of course, you go back here to Able Sisters, and it's also handmade, because Sable creates all the clothes, because she's amazing. This is Beau's house. I need to clean up these flowers as well, because this area is pretty much done. So I need to do better at maintaining it. But Beau's house is really cute. It's just a simple little cabin. This is kind of like the common area, the commoners area. Do I have enough space to clean up all this stuff? I'll do this later. when I'm talking. But this is his little playground, very orange and red, very cute. And I'll just show you the pier real quick. I'm probably going to do more with my beach, but right now it's covered in flowers, so I can't really. But this is my little pier. Just some simple little items to go fishing. Maybe one day Cap'n will come back and he'll show up there. That'd be great. So now, and this is another area I need to maintain, because this is pretty much done too. So my birthday was on July 1st, and I finally got a cake. And you're actually able to customize the cakes once you get them. So birthday people, if you haven't gotten your cake yet, or if you don't know what to do with yours, you can actually customize it to what you want and then put them somewhere so that it fits your theme. But yeah, this is just a little cafe area. I love these QR codes of the cinnamon roll and the tiramisu. I will provide those in the description as well. I finally got a silver refrigerator. Somebody on Nookazon traded me. I had a white one in Nook's Granny, and she wanted a white one. I wanted a silver one. She had the silver one. It worked out. It was awesome. And I really appreciate her for doing that for me. But yeah, this is the little cafe. This is one of my favorite items in the game, because it makes music when you hold on to it, and I wanted to give it its own little location. I don't think it really fits necessarily, it just kind of is here, but I did create its own little area because I thought it was cool. So yeah, that's that. I think that's a puppet show or something like that. And then this is the bathroom, and then I have the sink here that every single villager of mine likes to turn on. I mean, of course, with COVID going around, it's good to wash their hands. Another flower disaster. I'll probably do something, especially with this beach. This will probably be one of my next projects, but I have a lot to clean up, and I don't really know what I'm going to do with it yet. So the last thing I want to show is back here. So we have a little garbage section, I guess. This is for the Able sisters to kind of put all their stuff. It's it's not the most beautiful thing, but I don't know. It's kind of it's okay. This is Peach's farm. I hope that we get some other farming material to put back here. And I see somebody with a thought bubble over their head. Is that Sterling? Is he trying to move? I don't want him. Hang on. I don't like when they have their thought bubbles over their head. He's not moving. Wait. Oh yeah. Don't go. Okay. So Sterling, stop. Okay. So Sterling is actually an original villager. I do not want him to leave. He is really kind of another part of the inspiration for this whole island. But anyway, this is Peach's farm. She is a horse, and so I felt like the farming theme just really suited her. And I like having the trees kind of line this area here because it keeps Tasha's area kind of a secret. You can get to her area easier from Leopold's place, but I like this because her section is going to be kind of a private, secluded area, and I really need November to get here so that I can have all the mush furniture here. And then I'm going to rearrange the trees too so it's not so crowded. But I desperately need mush furniture, really bad. But this is Peach's house. She has, all the Peach furniture, which is so cool. She has a little juice bar and a mini fridge that was pink that I think I got from a balloon, and I said, wow, this is really cool. Let me actually use it. So I used it. And then back here, you saw her exit her house. This is Megan's house. Megan is my favorite new villager of the group. I know everybody. Oh my gosh. I swear this isn't. I'm not meaning for this to be a pun, but everybody loves Raymond. But I love Megan. I love Raymond too. But But Megan is my favorite, as well as most normal type villagers. But here's a little picnic area back here with a pear tree, and then just a little area to go fishing if you want to. The flower explosion here is supposed to be here. I like the combination of yellow, pink, and the blue hyacinths. I think it looks really nice. Since we can only have 8 bridges on the island, I needed to create something here, and so I just created a little jumping place here. Even though my villagers can't access this, which kind of sucks. But apparently, 8 inclines and 8 bridges will sink the island if we have a 9th one. So, whatever. Even though I think a bridge and an incline weighs less than a human villager's house, but whatever. I'll let Nook say what he wants to say. But anyway, that's the end of the tour. I don't think I left anything out. I know I talked a lot. I don't know if y'all really enjoyed that. But now I'm going to start talking about like what's been going on the past 4.5 years. All right, so I pretty much recorded the whole spiel about updating you guys about what's been going on the past 4 years, but I felt like I rambled a lot. I listened to it again, and it just seemed like I didn't know what I was talking about. So this is going to be brief. So what's really been happening the past 4.5 years is as soon as when I left YouTube, it was because I found a full-time job, and it's a corporate job. It's very demanding. I am a writer for the company that I work for, and it keeps me busy. It's a fun job. I love doing it. I love everybody that I work with. But once you get into that kind of stage in your life, things get busy, and you don't really have time to record as much as you want to. And then on weekends, I kind of just want to, relax and not think about too much, doing too much. Even though I have, the time on the weekend, I feel like it would still take a long time to record and upload stuff. My sleeping schedule is that of an old man now, so I don't really have the what's the word? I guess the stamina to stay up too late and record like I used to. I think Dying Light was the last game that I actually recorded, even though it's privated on my channel. B Tips and I finished that, but I didn't really like how I played it because I left a lot. Well, not a lot, but I left some of the tasks to him, and therefore it wasn't really recorded. And if I were to do that again, which I mean I might, I guess, but if I were to record that again, I would take on most of the tasks, and of course I would still ask him if he wanted to play with me, and maybe some other people too. But when I recorded that, that was back when my sleep schedule was, I was consistently going to bed at 3 a.m., which I just cannot do anymore due to work obligations and stuff like that. But besides my full-time job, I'm also working on a game, my own game. I have a team of developers that I'm working with to produce an RPG that's set in fantasy Polynesia. I don't want to, name a specific country because it was inspired by, Samoa, Fiji, Hawaii, so many different places, because I don't know if you have, I've never personally visited those islands, but I've always wanted to because they're gorgeous, and the people who live there just seem like the coolest people, and it just seems like in in my mind what a fantasy location would be. You know what I mean? It's just so pretty. It's so in tune with nature, and gorgeous, and I just really enjoy it, and I would love to visit someday. Um, but yeah, that's one thing that I've been working on. I have a development team. I have a bunch of artists helping me out, and that has been taking up all of my time that is not already taken up with my full-time job. I'm going to be working on it. Um, I hope that maybe, I don't think it's going to happen by the end of this year, but I hope that next year we will have a Kickstarter campaign ready to go. COVID has kind of put a damper on a lot of our work because every single one of us, even though we are in different countries, we have all been affected by this. Um, particularly my developer, he lives in Italy, and Italy was one of the first countries to be hit super hard, and I've been mostly concerned about their safety. He's fine. He has been working his butt off, and I couldn't have gotten to this point without him, or the support from my friends and family who have been backing me. I do have a Twitter account set up for this game. Not a lot has been posted on that, just some artwork and stuff. But I do plan to post more over time, especially the closer we get to the actual release of the beta for Kickstarter. So if you want to follow that, I will put that in the description below, so you can follow it and check it out, see some of the artwork, and if you'd like to be updated along the way, then as I post updates, I will post them. I would also like to share kind of the premise of the RPG. Like I said, it's in Fantasy Polynesia. It was heavily inspired, but of course, since it's fantasy, I didn't want to follow copy it to the T. But I did research a lot of the story of King Kamehameha. His story is amazing. How he conquered the islands, and I don't want to go too much into it, but it was kind of like a family affair. How he conquered the islands, and how it was like cousin against cousin, or relative against relative, and you have the invasion of a British invasion. In the middle of it, and how there was trickery involved, and it's just a fascinating story about how Hawaii came to be, and I use that as inspiration for a lot of the characters in the game, and they're going to be character bios hopefully in the game that I'm going to kind of put as like a something to a little extra thing to help the player kind of understand the backstory of everybody, and kind of like the lore um, of and where everybody fits into the story. And I think you'd be able to see a lot of parallels between those characters and some of the characters that are in Kamehameha's real life story. Again, I'm going to repeat that this is all fantasy. My game is fantasy, so nothing is exactly as it was in real life. And I do have people helping me with research, and reading the script and making sure that nothing is way off the mark, where it's like this would never happen, or this such and such is not something that actually occurs in real life. It's like I want to I want it to be fantasy, but I also want to respect the location that it's based on. So I do have people helping me with that, and I really appreciate them, proofreading everything and looking at the designs and making sure that everything's okay and that we could push forward. And when I have a beta, I'm going to have it available to everybody through Kickstarter, and they'll be able to provide feedback, and it'll be awesome. I really look forward to that, because one thing I enjoy is getting the feedback of others, whether it's good or bad. I think that if you work with somebody who's passionate, and they really go in, and they give you constructive criticism, even if it's not something that you want to hear, that you know, they're passionate about it and it's important to them, and you change based on their opinion, or you come to a compromise. And I think that's really fun, and that's something that you know, the people who have been proofreading my work, and my artists and my musician and my developer, I think everybody has that passion. And you know, it's been a really hard, not so hard, but it's been an interesting road to find people with that amount of passion, because I have had to let some people go who did not, um, who, you know, on paper they look great, but when push came to shove, it turned out that they, you know, they were just there to be paid, and that's not something that I look for in people who work with me. And like I said, the people that I have now are fantastic, and they're not even going to see this, but you know, I can't say enough positive things about them. But yeah, that's what I've been working on. I would really like to start uploading again. I kind of wanted this to be a stream instead of a video, but my internet is still terrible. I still have not moved out of the town that I was in before, and it has terrible internet service. So I'm unable to stream, but I am at least able to record. So I'm sorry if this bored you to death, but I did want to give you an update, because I have been reading everybody's messages about, you know, asking where I was or how I've been, and I've been fine. I've just been busy, and you know, you've been asking, you know, when am I going to upload again, especially, and I don't know if anybody who's watching this right now is one of my Uncharted subscribers, but I do have Uncharted 4. My PS4 isn't hooked up right now, but I mean, it's not that hard to hook back up. I just didn't want, you know, a bunch of wires around my study, so I have cleaned up a little bit. But I do have Uncharted 4, and I actually haven't played it yet. So if I do and I decide to record it, then you know, you guys can look out for that. And if you follow me on Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter, then you'll see when I upload new videos if I decide to. Right now, my situation with YouTube is just kind of weird. I was pretty much demonetized as soon as I stopped uploading, but then, of course, as soon as I stopped uploading, you know, my Uncharted videos started started to skyrocket. So, you know, when I upload it, I'm probably just gonna, you know, maintain being demonetized, because, you know, I don't really care. YouTube isn't really my job, so if I do it, it'll just be for fun, and it'll just be casual. I know some people don't like the way that I play, but I don't really care. As long as I beat the game, you know, I don't think the journey really matter, or I don't think it really matters how I play, as long as I have fun and I beat it. But so yeah, it's the destination. I guess in this case it is kind of the destination and not the journey, right? Because I know that I suck at video games, but I don't care. But anyway, I really appreciate y'all. I really appreciate the comments. And before my Switch goes to sleep, I'm going to end it. But thank you guys once again. We'll see if this becomes a common occurrence or a common thing. And you know, if I decide to upload again, I guess I'll see y'all later. So thank you guys again, and bye.